You good? You ready?
I'm ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
Hey everybody, welcome to T-Roy Cooks. We appreciate you joining us. Welcome to another Thursday chat with Troy. Hang on, let's do that again.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Take two. Hey everybody, welcome to T-Roy Cooks. We appreciate you joining us today. This is another Thursday chatting with Troy, and today we've got a special co-host. This is Justin from Baby Back Maniac. Appreciate you being with us, Justin.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
I'll start to call you Jason again.
You know what? That's never going to stop if you keep doing that.
I know.
Last
James,
time,
what's his name, James?
Last time I was here, James kept calling me Jason, and I've been hearing about it ever since. So I think it's something about this backyard.
Well, you know what is in my mind? Justin is cooking some ribs on my Yoder Wichita, and he's got Jason Ganal from GQ Barbecue's rub on them. So it's kind of messing with me a little bit too, but it's all good. Justin, Baby Back Maniac, y'all go check him out. I'll put the iCard up here. If you're not subbed, please go ahead and subscribe to him. You're a newcomer on the YouTube, aren't you?
Yeah, a year and a half.
What do you have, like 5 videos or something?
more than that, not much more. And Jason, that rub smells awesome. I cannot wait to try these ribs. I've heard some good things about it.
Yeah, Jason Ganal, GQ Barbecue. Y'all go check him out too. Links down below. Just hit show more for any of the YouTubers I may mention or any of the products that we may mention. If you want to see the questions and we're at in the video that we're answering them, just hit show more beneath the video. I've also got all my social media down there, my affiliate links, all that good stuff down there for you folks. A lot of information. Y'all be sure and go check it out. This is where I answer your questions. Got a list of them here, and I let Justin go through them. James, it's your fault, man. I let Justin go through them, and
It's kind of funny now.
he kind of picked out which ones that he wanted to go with. Yeah, nobody's gonna know what to call you. Say, hey, you.
That'll work. I've been called worse.
So I let Justin go through and pick out which ones he thought comfortable answering, and I'll take a shot at them if I think they need a little bit more interpretation or a second point of view. If you didn't pick one, and I'll try to answer that question that my fine fans wrote in.
There we go. There we go.
Now Justin lives up around the Dallas area, and they've got some fine breweries up there. Y'all know, again, I like supporting my local business, and I hope you do too. Justin brought me this beer. This is from 9 Band Brewing Company. This is called The Badge. It's honey blonde ale, I believe it is. But this is a wonderful beer. I've actually had it before. Thank you for bringing me some more of it.
You're welcome, man.
You ready to get this show on the road?
Let's do it.
All right, fixing to pop the top on it. And cheers to you. Cheers to all of you as well.
Right, there you go.
You drinking some Tito's?
Mountain Dew.
Right. Whatever you want to call it.
It's wet. I like it.
That's good, man. All right, we're going with the first one here. This is from Steve Mitchell. Appreciate the question, Steve, and thanks for the support, man. Great video, Troy. Love the collaboration with JB. That was a fun collaboration. JB was a good sport about that, and love JB, man. Good guy. He says, I purchased a Kamado Joe Classic in December and have cooked on it often. Overall, I like it, but I don't seem to get a good smoke flavor on briskets and pork butts, as with my Weber Smoky Mountain. What has been your experience with your Big Joe when cooking low and slow? I've actually had the same experience, Steve. I think the Kamado Joe is a terrific all-around cooker. It does great for me anyway, it does great at temperatures at 275 Fahrenheit or above. If I try to get mine low and slow, like 225 or even 250, it has a different flavor because from what I've tasted, it's more like the lump charcoal that's in there and the wood that you put on there for smoking. It's kind of like smoldering the coals, if that makes sense. So you don't get the same flavor as you would, like there's in the Weber Smoky Mountain, you've got 3 vents on the bottom that are pumping air in over that wood and over the charcoal, and it's circulating the air quickly through there, so you get the smoke that's really good smoke. It's not smoldering kind of smoke. You have any experience with any of that?
Yeah, I totally agree. And like he said, you're comparing the thing about Kamados is they're good at everything, but they're not the best at anything. And the Weber Smoky Mountain is one of the best smokers that you can get your hands on, especially for the price.
It's great all around.
It is. It really is. One of the things that I do that helps a little bit is you start out with the meat. When you start with really cold meat, if you could bring it right out of the freezer. I know sometimes people are against this, but if you kind of par freeze the brisket after you put the rub on, and then go straight to the Kamado, it actually helps with the smoke ring formation and getting a little more smoke flavor on it. Another thing, I know Kamado guys will tell you that you don't need a water pan. You don't need a water pan, but it helps. You don't need it for temperature control, and you don't need it for keeping moisture in the cooker. What it helps with is stuff like this. If you get that water evaporating, you put it right on the deflector plate, and you get that water evaporating. It helps just like it helps with the Weber Smoky Mountain. So that's a couple things. Another
that makes sense.
Yeah, another thing I do. I mean, you can get rubs that help with smoke ring formation. And it looks really nice. And then the other thing I was thinking about was what I'll do is I will start out at a really low temp for the first 4 or 5 hours. So I'll start early, and I'll put the meat on and cook it really low and slow. And then after that, like he said, I think they work best at like 275 and above as well. I'll bring the temps up and finish up that way. And I mean, those are some of the things that I do that help me. But at the end of the day, like the Weber Smoky Mountain is just a great smoker, and you've experienced that. Kamados are good at other things. They're good at everything. Like,
Kamado cooks a mean pizza. You can bake lasagna and stuff in it. You can bake bread in it. You can sear a steak wonderfully.
Yeah.
And so those higher temps, it really does good for baking and searing and high temp stuff. It's excellent. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, works for me.
Folks, you hear this kind of advice that Justin's giving us over here? Shut up.
I give up.
Telling you, y'all go check him out.
Just call me I'm Jason. From now on, I'm Jason.
I'll just call you JJ.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to really mess with James.
I know.
We're talking about James and Aim 'em and Claim 'em smokers, folks, if you didn't know.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Not good with names. Great guy,
James.
not good with names.
I'm actually not good with names either.
I noticed.
I'm not. If you like this kind of advice, and you can tell just by listening to Justin talk, he's got experience with all these different grills and stuff, and you'll find out even more from what he's gathered, just his knowledge of barbecue in general with different cookers. He's done it. He's been there. He may have a young channel, but he's doing very well because he's like almost an expert at barbecuing. So be sure and go check him out. If you're not already subbed, show him some love and go ahead and sub to Maniac. Maniac
right.
Barbecue, what is
right,
it?
Whatever.
It's right here.
It's right here, man.
Yeah.
That's why I wear the shirt. Because he
Baby
can't
Back
remember the
Maniac.
name of my channel.
I'm
So
bad
I
with
just
names.
You just read it. Yeah.
Okay.
Baby Back Maniac.
Baby Back Maniac.
I need a name tag that says Justin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
People call me T-Roy.
Yeah. Well,
That's my channel though.
Next question.
Oh, yeah, here, you take the next one.
All right. Okay.
We're having fun, folks. We're just messing with each other.
All right. This one's from Clint Bernal.
Bernal, yeah.
Okay. What's up, T-Roy? Love your channel, man. Living about 30 minutes south of Dallas. I'm in Dallas.
Cool.
Yeah, we got to hook up.
Yeah.
I'm an avid HEB shopper. I love their Prime 1 cuts of beef, and they are always my go-to for special occasions. I know you're a big fan of Lobel's. Is that your number one go-to for high-quality beef, or do you use the little mom and pop butchers around town? Keep up the good work, buddy. Cheers.
So you want me to answer that one?
Yeah, that's you.
Okay. Clint, I do love the Prime 1 beef over HEB. If I'm just doing something for myself and Karen or family, I'll usually just go get the beef from HEB because it is really, really good. If I'm doing a party for guests, like not just family, but like other YouTubers and stuff, a lot of times I want them to have the best that I can get my hands on. So I will actually go to Lobel's myself and purchase meat from Lobel's to use in my party. And a lot of times I don't film that, I just do it on my own because I want to make sure that my guests have a really, really tasty meal and something that they probably have never thought about getting before because it is a little more pricey. But you get what you pay for. And I really like Lobel's. It's the only meat purveyor that I've ever found that does not freeze their beef. They don't freeze their chicken. They don't freeze any of their poultry or any of their pork. The only thing that I think they freeze is some of the seafood. And that's perishable much more so than beef and pork and poultry. But yeah, man, it's HEB's my first go-to. If I want to impress somebody or really cook them a fantastic meal for a party gathering or something, I go with Lobel's, and I will purchase it myself. I have done that many times. As far as butchers around the local area, I do sometimes, very occasionally though, maybe once a year I may go to a local butcher. They've got some good ones down here in Austin, downtown area. That's where some of the, like Aaron Franklin, you know, and some of the other barbecue joints around here, they get their beef from these local butchers. So they really have good beef there as well. And yeah, I do that occasionally. Most of the time it's HEB though.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a good butcher in Dallas called Hirsch's Meat. It's in Plano. They do good work, and they have a mailing list where they send out deals every week. So if I use them, I usually go in for one of their specials, and I've been happy with them. It's a nice place. They're nice people.
What kind of beef do they have? What grade?
They have prime and choice. You know, they kind of have a little bit of
Nice.
everything. Yeah, they have really good homemade sausage with not a lot of fillers in it too. What?
I was just gonna throw in real quick. The prime beef that you get from Lobel's is better prime quality than the prime one at HEB. Just so you know, Clint, okay? It is a big difference. Plus, Lobel's dry ages their beef for 6 weeks. So that's another added addition. HEB wet ages their beef for, 21 to 28 days, I think, is the minimum. So wet aging versus dry aging, I'll take dry aging any day of the week, man. It's really good. So another thing to consider. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I didn't know that.
You got anything else, Justin?
No, I'm good. I'm
All right.
good. All right.
You want the next question?
Yeah. Okay, this one is from RBC Bomber.
Yep.
All right. Love the Thursday chats, and thanks for answering my music question. I have
welcome.
I have another question. How often and how do you clean your gas grill? I know you have a video for your Weber Smoky Mountain cleaning. Could you do one for the gas grill? You want to do one for the gas grill?
I have. And I've actually got a video up of me replacing all the inside parts of my gas grill. And I've got a DCS gas grill. I think it's a 32-inch, so they don't sell it anymore. They sell a different size now. And also DCS was bought out by Fisher Paykel, I think. So, but you can still get the parts. I do clean mine probably once a year. Since I've got all these other pits out here, I don't use my gas grill. It's a natural gas DCS grill. I don't use it as much as I used to, but yeah, maybe once a year I'll clean it.
Okay. I have a Weber Genesis, and the way I rarely clean mine like heavy duty. I run it hot for 10 to 15 minutes before every cook. That's what they tell you to do in the manual. And I wipe it down every time I cook with. I take a rag out with me and just wipe things down as I'm cooking.
I don't do all that.
Yeah. I mean, I take the rag out because I get my hands dirty, and then it's right there, so I just like get it wet. But the main thing when it comes to cleaning out my grill is whenever you cook bacon, that stuff is flammable. So inevitably, like, you know, anytime I cook bacon on the grill, I go ahead and try to clean it up before the next cook, so I don't have a fire. And that has happened.
I actually probably do need to clean my grill because the last time I cooked on it, I cooked some fish. Man, I like to crank up the burner all the way and just let that fish smell burn out for like 30 minutes before I use the grill. It's gnarly, man.
Yeah.
What else I was going to mention? Oh, you know, if you don't have a gas grill yet and you're looking to get one, if you get one that's 304 stainless steel, they are so much easier to clean than those that are not stainless steel. Stainless steel wipes away really clean. You get all that grease and grime off of there, excuse me. Much easier to clean.
Yeah. Oh, and change the drip pan out. That's another thing. People, yeah.
Mine's stainless steel, 304. I don't have to change it out.
Well, mine has a little greasy, like, disposable pan where it funnels all the grease into one little spot.
I've got the drip pan, but mine's a big pan that's 304 stainless.
That's nice.
I know. I'll show you. Not now,
Well,
but
you were doing something.
I know. We're busy right now.
All right.
And it's probably dirty. I hadn't cleaned it in a year. Maybe I don't want to show it to you.
All right.
It's so good having you here.
I'm learning a lot of stuff about T-Roy right now, y'all.
Is it my turn?
I think it is.
All right.
You're right here.
Yeah, I am. RBC Bomber, thanks for the question. Thanks for the support. All right. Ron F. Your question is, hello T-Roy, love your stuff. My question is, can you touch on woods? Okay, can you touch on woods? How much is too much? Pairing woods with meats, more desserts also, bananas, Foster's, amazing. Yeah, man, that bananas Foster was some really good dessert, man. Excuse me. As far as woods go, I find that if you're using, let's say you're cooking poultry or fish or even chicken sometimes, go with a lighter flavored smoke wood, like a fruit wood, you know, apple, cherry, even grapevine I've mentioned before is good, but any of those fruit type woods are really, really good. If you're using, if you're cooking like beef or pork or some chicken, you know, chicken's kind of light in flavor itself, so you don't want to go too heavy with the smoke, but especially beef and pork, I like to use a nut wood like oak, pecan, hickory, or even mesquite in the case of like a thick cut of meat, or even a like fajita meat, skirt steak, flank steak, or tri-tip even. It's kind of like a lot of times I just use what I have on hand, but let's say I just want to do some chicken and I want to cook it on my Weber Smoky Mountain. Now I do have some apple wood, I've got some cherry wood, and I think I've got some peach that Rich over at Richards River Smokers, West Virginia, sent me. Peach is really good. And also too, this is something I want to mention too, like peach wood and cherry wood, they'll give your food, your meat, a nice reddish mahogany color. Okay, apple wood not so much, but cherry and peach really give it a really nice color along with that light hint of smoke. And each type of wood will give you a slightly different flavor. As far as the nut woods go, mainly I use pecan, or if I'm using, let's say if I'm using mesquite or hickory, which are really strong oak woods, really strong nut woods, I'll mix them with something lighter like an oak or a pecan. So you can do that as well. But most of the time I'm using pecan, and if I don't have that, I'm using oak. Rarely do I use the mesquite and hickory, and rarely do I use any fruit woods. I pretty much use nut woods for everything, and pecan and oak are both so light of a flavor. They're a little bit more smoky flavor than your fruit woods, but they're not heavy on the smoke like the mesquite and hickory, so they work pretty well for all meats. You have any experience with any of that?
I would totally agree. The only thing I was going to add was the cherry thing changing the color, and it's great for ribs and pork.
Really is.
Yeah, but you pretty much cover. I'd also say like I'm the king of overthinking things. Honestly, just having wood versus not having wood is a good place to start. Just whatever you can get your hands on, and see how you like it, because what I like might not be what you like. So, you know.
That brings up another point. Different regions around the United States, and I'm sure the rest of the world too, but especially the United States, you've got different regions. You've got your North Carolina barbecue, you got your Kansas City barbecue, you got your Texas barbecue, even California's got their own thing going on barbecue. Each region has different trees that grow in that region. That's why you get different flavors in the meat when you go to that region and taste their barbecue. So that's another thing to consider. You use what you have locally that you can find abundantly, because it's going to be a lot cheaper for you. If you try to buy wood online, like if I try to get peach, it's going to be very expensive for me, because we don't have peach trees here in Texas. They've got to ship it from Georgia. So go with what you have locally and try that. That's probably going to be your best bet, and that's going to be more palatable to the people that you're probably cooking for, because that's what they're used to in that area that you're in.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew Stevens. Hey, dude, loving your channel.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Andrew.
What is your recommendation when looking to buy a Kamado? Right now, I'm choosing between Kamado Joe, Big Green Egg, and Weber, and the Weber Summit.
Get the biggest one you can.
I plan to use it mainly for smoking, but will also be grilling and roasting from time to time. Keep up the great work.
Cool.
Andrew, it's like you read my mind. I just posted I've had all three of those grills, and I've used them over years, and I just posted a video where I I walk through the pros and cons of each in, some people said, painstaking detail. But
I thought it was a great video.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I basically,
just this week you uploaded, right?
I did. It was 2 days ago. I don't know when this is going to go up, but yeah. So it should be easy to find. There's a thumbnail with the Big Green Egg. like right there in the thumbnail. Watch that, and I think you'll be way ahead of the game. It was basically I was trying to download as much information as I could to someone who's exactly in your shoes. And I feel like if you watch that, you'll have a lot of good information, and you'll be able to get a sense for which one will be better for you. Because there are differences. There's some definite differences, and there are reasons to go with each of those choices. Mm-hmm. And I think you'll appreciate that video. I had people like you in mind who are asking that exact question when I made it. So hopefully it's helpful.
I found it pretty helpful, and I totally agree with his assessment of the grills and the pros and cons. Great video. Y'all go check him out. Again, Baby Back Maniac. Justin.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
Right that time?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have to lift the shirt.
I noticed you don't have any problems with these people's names.
Well, they're on paper here, man.
I'm gonna write something down here. I need a pen.
Oh, did we flip? There's a pen right over there.
Yeah.
You want me to get it?
We might have to.
All right, we're on next page here. All right, I got a question here from Mike Ruiz Esparza. T-Roy, I do love your channel as well as JB's. Appreciate that. And folks, just so you know, JB and me did that collaboration back in February. And it's June. That tells you how far behind I am on these questions. I got to do something to catch up, man. If you have a solution, let me know, okay? Put it in the comments down below. All right, Mike says, on the Weber Smoky Mountain, I got the 22-inch model. That's what I got, yeah. It's a nice one. The temp varies from one read on the dome's thermometer and the temp read right on the upper grate, which I read with a digital thermometer's probe. Normally the dome temp is lower by about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Which temp is the one to follow, the dome or the grill grate? I appreciate your input and in advance. Mike, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Always go with your grill grate temperature because that's where your meat is sitting and cooking. What I've done on mine is gone and gotten, and you probably have seen mine here. I appreciate the support. Mm-hmm. But there's a video I did where, and I'll put it up here. It's 3 modifications for your Weber Smoky Mountain, and one of those mods was to get an adjustable thermometer to replace the original Weber thermometer in the lid. The point behind being adjustable is you can put a digital thermometer on your grill grate, and get the reading from it, and then that thermometer that you're fixing to install in the lid, put it kind of loosely in so that you can quickly take it out and adjust it. There's usually a set screw on the back of the thermometer itself, behind the bezel, where you can adjust it. And you can make it adjust it so that it reads the same temp as your digital thermometer is reading at the grate level. That's what I did. So I don't have to use a digital thermometer at my grate level because I know that my digital thermometer I had when I set my thermometer in my lid that I adjusted is reading the same. So now I just go by the lid thermometer. But I do still use a probe for the meat itself. But always go by the actual reading at the grill grate because that's where your meat is. Your meat's not hanging up in the lid of your top of your dome, okay? It's down by the grate, and that's where you want to get your reading from.
Yeah. Yeah. ThermoWorks makes a really good thermometer now called the Smoke. Do you have links to that?
I do. Yeah, check the description down below. Just hit show more. I've got all of my affiliates, including ThermoWorks and Amazon.
Okay. It's a great thermometer.
Thanks for bringing that up, man.
Looking out for you.
I appreciate that.
JJ's always looking out for you.
I'm retired now, JJ. I gotta have some money coming in.
but it's a fantastic thermometer. Like I think for the money you can't beat it. Now it's not cheap, but I think it's worth the investment if you can.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It's heavy duty. It's like commercial grade quality, man. It's really, really good.
And if it saves you one brisket, it's paid for itself.
And it's easy to set.
Yeah.
It's really super simple to set.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from CJ Hayes.
CJ, my man. Cheers to you. He's a long time sub.
Hey Troy, quick question. What is cold smoking, and when do you use it, or is it just for making sausage? Keep up the great work, my friend. That's you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you. Go check out Elton's Barbecue Pit. Elton's Barbecue-Pit. He lives in Norway. He sent me my Norway hat that y'all see me wearing quite frequently because I love that hat. But he does cold smoking up there, and it's not just for sausages. You can do cheese, you can do fish. All sorts of things can be cold smoked. Even nuts. You know, anything that you want to put on a cold smoker, go for it. Salt, you can do salt. Smoked salt's pretty good. Smoked pepper. all that kind of stuff, you know. Cold smoking's fantastic. But check out Elton's Barbecue Pit. Link down below, hit show more, and go check him out. He does some videos on cold smoking, and I find them very interesting. So hope y'all go show him some love.
I'll check that out.
Appreciate the question, CJ.
All right, Damian Johnson. What is the difference? Oh, I'm sorry.
Damian!
What is the difference between New Orleans style food and Cajun style food? I think I know the answer, but it's better to have another one chime in and clarify my thoughts. Well, I'm from Arkansas, so we're gonna let the guy from Louisiana answer that one.
Hang on, Damian.
Did I say it wrong?
No. I was thinking about something else when he was reading the question. I didn't hear it. New Orleans style and Cajun style. Okay, I know. Okay. All right, as many of you know, I'm from the Baton Rouge area.
How many of these?
That's what, half of one now?
Oh,
Quarter of
okay.
one?
So it's just a brain fart.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about CJ's question and
all
and
right.
Jatil, my buddy in Norway.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm slow, y'all. I'm not. He was already reading ahead, and anyway. It's okay, Damien. Creole food is from the New Orleans area, and basically it's Cajun food with a tomato sauce mixed in. Like their gumbo has a tomato sauce, or even sometimes tomatoes, like stewed tomatoes in there, or tomatoes that are peeled and stewed, broken up into the sauce. Creole simply means it has tomato in it, okay? Cajun does not. Cajun is just the Cajun spices. It still has the Trinity, your bell pepper, your onion, your celery, but it's got Cajun spices like your cayennes and a lot of salt and pepper and stuff. And a lot of times it's got oregano and thyme and other things in there, along with, there's a bunch of different spices that go in to make a Cajun spice. If you're interested in some really true authentic Cajun food, go check out JB. We mentioned him a couple times before. Louisiana Cajun Recipes. He lives in Baton Rouge. He's been cooking, his whole family's been cooking forever. I mean, one of his his cousin is Chef Foltz on PBS, if you've seen him. It's JB's cousin, okay? Renowned chef on PBS. The dude can cook. JB can cook as well. They're from the same family. Go check him out. Louisiana Cajun Recipes. The link is down below. In fact, for JB, I'll put the link up here in the iCard. Click that and take it to JB's channel if you're not already a sub. Go ahead and take the next one there, Justin.
Okay. Thank you. Jonathan Holler. Hey, T-Roy. What's your thoughts on turkey or chicken being room temperature for the smoker, or just let them cold? Okay, my thoughts on this. I'm probably gonna throw you a curveball, Jonathan. I prefer not to smoke poultry. I would rather cook it at high heat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I
Some
like
of
it.
the best poultry I've had is leg quarters on my Weber Smoky Mountain, cooking at 225.
I'm sure they're fantastic. But if you're gonna do a whole turkey or a whole chicken,
That's true.
I feel like I get a better skin if I cook it a little hotter. And so that's just my opinion. I've done them, I've smoked them, and the meat comes out super tender.
Skin's chewy.
The skin it's like chewing on a tire. So for me, I do it. What do you think? I mean,
You haven't seen my, I know you haven't tasted it, but you haven't seen my video where I take some cheesecloth and coat it with olive oil, put that over the whole turkey, and then smoke it?
that's like a really old video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like years and years ago.
A couple of years
I
at
do
least.
remember it now because I asked my wife what a cheesecloth was. I was like, baby, we got to get a cheesecloth. What's a cheesecloth?
It colors the skin and it helps crisp it up.
Yeah,
Give it a shot, man. It's good stuff.
I will try it.
I'll put it up here so that Justin can go back and watch this. He can click up here as long as the rest of y'all do too.
Thanks, man.
It's good, man, but yeah, I love smoked poultry. I really do. A lot of times, though, like the leg quarters and stuff, the skin is rubbery, it's chewy, unless at the very end of the cook, you raise that heat up in your smoker and get it up to, what, 325 or so, maybe even 350, and quickly crisp that skin up.
Yep.
That's the way I would do it.
I learned something new.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention too. You remember I was telling you about that guy in West Virginia I went and visited when I was really young, like 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
It's Jonathan Hollow.
Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding.
He's got a channel. He's actually got a channel. He's in West Virginia. He does some great cooking. I'll put his link down below in the description box too. Thanks for the question, Jonathan.
That's
Great to hear
fine.
from you, buddy.
Okay, from Jason
Desjardins.
That works.
We'll go with that. Hey,
Yeah.
Jason. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for the question.
T-Roy, have you considered publishing a cookbook?
Oh, I get this question a lot. I have considered it, but I don't think there's a whole lot of money in it, so I haven't done it. I'll still consider it, but I'm not making any promises I'll put one out there. Because a lot of times, I mean, I know you want a cookbook, but honestly, if you've got my app, which doesn't cost you a dime, but if you've got my app, you've got all my videos there on your mobile device. And you can pull up any of my videos, and you don't need a cookbook. You've got me showing you how to do the recipe on video, which is, I don't know about you guys, if I see a cookbook, I want to see a cookbook with at least some pictures in it so I can see what it's supposed to look like throughout the process. Video is even better because you get to watch me make the entire recipe from start to finish. That's what makes YouTube great. That's why cooking channels do so great. That's why Justin's doing so great. He's excellent. Y'all go check him out, seriously.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. I got a soft heart for him.
He sure does. Once he learns my name.
JJ.
Okay, Mr. Avila92. Hey, Troy. Yet another good Thursday chat. What's in the Yeti today? Talked about that.
We did. Badger beer from Noon 9, what is it?
9 bands.
9 bands, sorry. There you go. Dallas area. Support your local.
Have you ever used a ThermoWorks ThermoPop? And if so, how would you compare it to the ThermoPen Mk4 is what he's saying.
I've never used the ThermoPop. I have probably 5 ThermoPens, and I've got the Mk4 and love it. It's I really like it better than the original ThermoPens because you can flip it around and your display is always right side up so you can read it.
Yeah.
Never used the ThermoPop though. I always wanted something a little bit better than the ThermoPop. The ThermoPop's like at the bottom of their rung. It's a good product, but it's only like $30 or something. It's not very much.
Yeah.
And I'm not positive, but I don't think it has the 3-second reading like the ThermoPen does.
I think it's supposed to be like 7 or 8, something like that. I've got one in a box, like it just came in last week.
Okay.
And I get this question a lot too, and I got it just to answer that question. I have what I'm gonna do with it, even because it's cheaper. You know, when you're the grill guy and you go places, people ask you to cook.
Yeah.
And I mean, you walk into somebody else's party and they hand you the tongs.
Sure.
I like to keep a thermometer just in my car for that reason. You know, just
like an air gauge.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think the deal is it is a little slower, but it seems to be a good product. People who have it love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
They do. In fact, I don't plug them a lot, but Dan, Smoky Goodness, love you, Dan. He uses them. He's got one, and I'll put a link down below. And he seems to really like it a lot. You know, I know I don't do this on video, but when I'm not on video, I'm just cooking. Leaving the lid off of your smoker or keeping the lid open on your offset or whatever for long periods of time is not good because you lose all that heat. So when you have a ThermoPen or an Mk4 that can read the internal temp of your meat in 3 seconds, that's helpful.
yeah.
If you have to sit there with that lid open and wait for something that's going to come back to you in 8 or 10 seconds for a reading, that's not as good. But again, I don't practice what I preach because I make videos, and I've had people ask me why I'm leaving the lid off so long. It's like, I'm making a video, okay? I don't do that when I'm not making videos.
Right.
So you're better off. It is worth the extra money if you can afford it to get a ThermoPen or an Mk4.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's more durable. It just feels
It
more,
is.
yeah.
It's heavy duty.
Yeah. All right. Where were we here?
Not sure.
One.
Did it flip?
Did it flip?
Yeah, it flipped.
All right.
We flipped too many times.
I guess we did.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay.
All right, my turn.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's see. Yeah, we did that. Okay. Philo Beto. Appreciate the question, Philo. Thank you, man. talking about rubs all the time and using them, how do you pick just one, or do you have a set of favorites, go-to rubs, and stick with them when cooking outside of your videos? I do have a lot of rubs. In fact, me and Justin were laughing at my pantry earlier. You want to tell them about it?
Yeah.
I need to show y'all sometime. Go for it.
Okay, my neighbor is really into shoes, so she has a closet full of shoes. Like, Troy has a closet full of rubs. His pantry, there is a whole wall of rubs.
What's funny is I use the shoe rack.
Yeah, they're actually in shoe rack dividers, which that's probably a good tip right there. It's wonderall. It's like barbecue guy's dream shoe closet, only with rubs.
I'll try to take a picture of my pantry for you, and all my rubs on the shelves and everything, and in the shoe container. You know, not shoe containers, but you know. Anyway, I'll show you a picture of it. I'll put it in the video here somewhere.
It's hysterical. Like. It's like the cheese
got
ball.
Plenty. I've got so many I can't use them all, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's not people. I mean, I get people that send me stuff, but I try to. I refuse 99% of the time. Okay. People want to send me stuff to try all the time, not necessarily use on video, but just to try. Serious, my pantry's full. I have to go through it. Actually, Karen goes through it once a year and just cleans out the stuff that has been there too long. You know, the stuff that it kind of cakes up after it's been sitting for a while. You know, so.
Yeah.
But as far as the rubs that I mainly go with, I am super fond of the Heaven Made products now, and that's a great all-around rub, both in the kitchen and on your grill or smoker. When it comes to the actual barbecue rubs themselves, my go-tos would be Oak Ridge Barbecue and also Texas Barbecue Rub. And speaking of Texas Barbecue Rub, it's not a rub, but I really like rib candy made by TexasPepperJelly.com. Both are excellent products. In fact, we're cooking a brisket right now. I don't have the pepper jelly or anything on there, the rib candy, but this brisket, we decided, because Justin's never tried this, we're using the Black Ops rub from Oak Ridge Barbecue, and I think you're going to really enjoy it.
It smelled good.
Yeah. So, you know, after you watch this, watch the video coming up next on my Cooking Tuesdays, and you'll see this brisket, okay? It's going to be fantastic, folks. Is that right? What's today? Friday now? No. Go back and watch the Tuesday before you see this video. That'll be the brisket video we're cooking. It's going to be an epic video, I think.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's got Black Ops from Oak Ridge Barbecue on it.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's hard to keep track of what day we're on.
I know.
Yeah. What is
Like,
it? It's Friday today. So this video is going to be next week, almost a week from now.
See,
right?
that's the problem when you have because you upload so often.
Yeah. And also getting people to collaborate with me, you know, because he's only here a day or so, and I've got to shoot the video now, which again is Friday, but I'm already uploaded my video yesterday, so I can't. Anyway, it's a logistics nightmare.
That's funny.
It's all good fun. Really, I appreciate you being here, Justin.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
You said my name right that time. I'm going to let that go, but I'm just happy thank you for knowing my name.
It's the beer.
It helps.
I'm almost out, man. This is going to be like an hour-long video.
Oh, man.
We didn't time it or anything.
No, we didn't. Okay, small town barbecue.
All right.
My Weber Smoky Mountain 22.5, I installed the Tell Truth thermometer grate level. My bottom temp runs about 25 degrees hotter than the top one. Is that normal? And should the top one run hotter since the heat rises?
I think that depends on what meat, how big the meat is that you have on it. Because like a huge brisket, you're blocking airflow. And that airflow is not going to get all the way to the very top of the dome thermometer. Usually the heat does rise, so usually the lid would be hotter. But again, it has to do with airflow. So
yeah. Nothing's wrong.
No. Like I was mentioning earlier, though, if you've got a grill grate thermometer, go with that. That's going to be your most accurate reading.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not going to mess anything. I rarely use my lower rack on my Weber Smoky
I
Mountain.
rarely do either, but
Yeah, but go by the internal temperature in your meat, and as long as you pull it out before it overcooks, you're fine. So 30-degree difference, it just doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things.
did I hear the question wrong? I'm
Did
thinking about lid.
I answer the wrong question?
No, I'm just.
He said,
Is he talking about the two different grate levels?
yeah, he said my bottom temp runs about 25 degrees hotter than the top one.
Oh, okay.
Is that normal? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the upper lid and the lid, the
Yeah.
upper grate level and lid. Mine actually runs that same amount, about 20, 25 degrees difference. And it's the opposite for me though. My middle grate on my Weber Smoky Mountain runs cooler than my upper grate. And I think that's because I use water in my water pan.
Yeah.
If you're using sand or ceramic briquettes or something like that, that's going to make your bottom grate hotter than your upper grate, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think it'll also even out over the course of the cook.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. But as we just were mentioning, put you a digital thermometer at your grate levels and you can tell what they are. But the main thing is monitor your internal temps of your meat. I mean, even if you're cooking a brisket at 200 degrees or 210, it's going to take longer, but it's not going to hurt it. You know?
Yeah. It's Ashley.
Ashley, Smoking Hams, Cooking and More. I think you changed your channel name since February or whatever this was.
McRiddles.
Oh, that's right, McGriddles.
McRiddles, yeah.
He says, "Hey T-Roy, thank you for your time doing these Q&As. You're quite welcome, Ashley. Thank you, man. Always have a great time sitting back and watching the show. Hope you had a wonderful Easter. Oh, okay, so we're not in February. Okay. Happy Easter. Does this issue with YouTube with big companies taking their ads off worry you much? No, it doesn't. And most of that has to do with people that have a lot of vulgar stuff or stuff that's not safe for kids on their channel. You know, if they're talking nasty or if they're showing deaths, you know, that kind of thing. A lot of times these ad companies, they don't want to pay for that kind of stuff. Yeah. My channel's safe. I'm not worried about it because I don't do any of that stuff on my channel.
Yeah, you know what concerns me about that though
What?
is YouTube's so big and they're getting so much of video all the time that they don't actually use a person to evaluate.
Oh no, it's computerized.
Yeah, so it's all computerized. So what happens is in the name of like dropping advertising on violence, though, like if a news channel covers like a war or something bad that happened, they're getting all painted with this broad brush, and there's some really good channels that are being affected by that. That concerns me because I would like YouTube to be a little more discriminating, because even though that aspect doesn't affect us, I would hate for them to paint with some broad brush and take, it affect all of us in this genre. But for the most part, like since we're cooking,
I'm sure there's like some appeal process or something though. There usually is. No.
Well, the other problem is they take off the monetization, and then they don't tell you. So like you could look back, and I mean he's got like over 400 videos. You could look back and realize, yeah, he doesn't care about the numbers, y'all.
As you can tell, I don't.
He really doesn't. But you could look back at your stuff and all of a sudden realize like half your videos were demonetized and you never knew it. So it's more the implementation than what they're doing. I like that they're actually cleaning it up.
Yeah. There's some vulgar stuff out there.
There is.
Really,
there is. And if they could do something about the comment section, that would be nice too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Continuing on to Ashley, the Smoking Hams, or McGriddle. He says, also, have you ever had any issues with copyright strikes since you started YouTube? Yeah, I have. I was out here on my back porch when I was, like my first year, and I've got music piped out here, and I had music going, and YouTube heard it in my video. Yeah, you get those strikes like that. You just got to be very careful. Another thing too is if you're videoing something and you say have a TV on, if you show the TV and there's a TV movie or a newscast or something on one of the major channels going, that's copyrighted. You're showing it on your video. And the same with their audio. They can burn you for that as well off of TVs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only had one, and I didn't fight it. I just deleted that video because it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
So, any experience with you?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, my
man.
gosh. Like,
Oh.
yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, why hadn't they killed your channel yet?
Man.
You get 3
Well,
strikes and you're out.
Well, there's a copyright claim,
Yeah.
which is them just saying, hey, you did something wrong. And then there's a copyright strike. I've never had a copyright strike, but I've had claims. I used to get claims all the time because I use a lot of music. And so even though I go out and buy the subscription
Yeah.
to use the music, sometimes that's still in YouTube's system, and they identify it, and they tell me I have to go through, and it's irritating when you try to do the right thing. You pay for the music, and then you still have to defend yourself. Even though I'm right, I still have to go through the process of, like you said, so
you're
appealing.
guilty. You're guilty until you can prove yourself.
Exactly.
It's not the
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost not worth the trouble to use music because you're gonna have to, even though you're not doing anything wrong, you have to fight it, and that takes time. And I mean, I might get 3 claims in one video, and I've never. I mean, it never amounts to anything because I'm not doing anything wrong, but I always have to fight it. So it's that broad brush thing. That's probably why the previous question bugs me. Like they don't look at the actual circumstance.
But you have to look at the volume of videos that are going on. You know, there's way too many for them to have people hired to look at all that individually.
Oh yeah. It'd be nice if they communicated better. That's what it comes down to. But
let's see. He's got one last question.
that one, it's right there.
Have you ever used a weed burner to start up your smoker? I would enjoy seeing a good video with fall off the bone rib. Be blessed, my friend. Bless you too, Ashley. Nope, I have never used a weed burner to start mine because I've actually on my Yoder Wichita, I've got a fire burner already in there that I had added when they built it for me. So I've never had to do that.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you got one?
I love it. Yeah, I have one. That's what I was telling you. I call it the flamethrower, but it is technically a weed burner.
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
It's used a little bitty green canisters?
No, it uses I have a big tank.
Full propane tank?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
And you light that sucker up, and it's like, har, 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 har. That's a Tim the Toolman reference. I hope people remember that.
Okay.
He's like, what the crap are you talking about?
I look over the fence.
No, it's great. You can put the fire right where you want it, and you can use it for other things too. Like if your grates get really funky, you can burn them off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean it's
you know, if you get soot, not soot, but the creosote on the inside of your pit, you can burn it off with that too.
Yeah.
You know, heat it up and then scrape behind it with a metal scraper.
Yeah. I'll send you the link, and you can put it below the one I use. I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be in the description box. Hit show more beneath the video.
Yeah.
Are we skipping some questions or something? No, we're not. Okay, we're good. We're good.
All right.
This one I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one.
Go for it.
You sure?
It's your channel, man.
All right. Well, thanks, man. So glad you're here. JJ.
Baby Back Maniac.
Yeah, I know. Glad you wore your shirt.
Me too.
This is Richard's all up in ya. That's a good name, Richard. He says, T-Roy, great video, man. Thanks, Richard. Question: When introducing wood to the pit for smoking, should I let it catch on fire or just throw the chunk on the coals and shut the lid? Well, you're talking about wood, and then you're talking about chunks of wood. I usually just throw the chunks in on top of the coals, put the lid back on, and they will catch flame if you've got enough airflow. When I'm talking about my Yoder Wichita, my offset, I'll throw a stick on there, a full log, or quarter log, however you want to do it. And I'll leave the firebox door open, or the lid open if I need to get enough airflow for it to get started flaming before I shut the door or the lid, because if I don't, then you're going to get billowing white smoke until it combusts. So it's different whether you're using chunks or whether you're using real wood sticks. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
He says, did you have something?
No, I
okay.
agree. I'll tell you.
He's got one other question. Richard says, have you used the bagged chunks of wood from Wal-Mart? No, I rarely. In fact, I don't remember the last time I went to Wal-Mart, buddy. But I do go to Academy Sports and Outdoors and use their wood. I imagine it's pretty much the same. It's made by Western. Probably the same. Is it? Okay. Yeah. If so, what do you think? Thanks, T-Roy. Love this channel. Yeah, the stuff from Western wood is great, man. I love it. It's really good. I really like it when I can find it without the bark on it. Really, really good. It's dried out, so it actually combusts really quick. It's good stuff.
Cool. All right. So this is Steve Mitchell.
Oh, hey, why don't you take the next question?
Oh, okay, thank you. I will.
Hey, I'm out, man. I'm gonna go get me another one.
All right,
I'll be right
yeah.
back, folks.
Hey T-Roy, thanks for another great video chat.
You're welcome.
One thing that I really appreciate is the way you support new and upcoming channels. I've discovered many great channels because of your recommendations. When you were a new channel, were there any established YouTubers that helped you by promoting your channel? Keep the smoke rolling, brother. Cheers.
Oh.
Well, I'll answer that from my perspective. Here I am. Yeah, T-Roy, like, really, there was a lot of guys. The barbecue community on YouTube is amazing.
It is, really is.
And
we're all brothers and sisters.
We really are. And I actually, I got a lot of support starting out. In fact, every time somebody mentioned my channel, I actually downloaded it and keep it because it means so much to me.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, and if I start naming them, I'm going to forget somebody. But
yeah, so don't go there.
Yeah, I won't do that. But yeah, Troy has been hugely supportive of me from the very beginning. In fact, he's the reason why I started my channel. He answers every comment, every question somebody gives. He replies back.
Unless I'm on vacation.
And he was the one that at the end of a conversation about his Yoder, he was like, man, you should start a channel, and that's the whole reason I'm here. And he's been supportive of me ever since. And the other one, and this is
still will.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you did good work, man.
Thank you. The other one, and we talked about him earlier. I'm gonna say this if it's all right.
Go for it.
When I was in
It's your channel.
when I was no, it's your channel. I'm getting confused now. When I was a brand new YouTuber, my first 3 videos, nobody was watching it. I was joking. Nobody was watching it but my mom's book club, and it felt like, I was uploading into the air. And one day I was sitting at home on a Saturday night, and I got like 20 or 30, 25 messages from YouTube all at once, because they tell you until you get to 1,000, they tell you when you get a new subscriber. And all of a sudden, I started getting all these emails from YouTube, and I was like, what the heck is happening? I thought somebody hacked my account and there was something wrong. Turns out everybody was subscribing, all those people were subscribing all at once. And what I found out was Dan from Smoky Goodness had given me a shout out in the middle of one of his videos. And that meant so much to me at the time that I was so touched. I'm so grateful. I still am. He's a great guy. He's the nicest guy on YouTube. He's got to be.
And I'm gonna meet Dan in August.
Yeah.
You know what? Dan is so cool, man. He always watches all of these Thursday chats. He watches all of my videos. But watch this one that we're really plugging him really good. He's not gonna watch it. Watch. If you're watching, Dan, let us know, man.
Are you gonna tell him, or are you just gonna see if you?
No, I'm gonna see if he. I'm not gonna tell him.
Smoky Goodness, great guy, funny, super editing.
Awesome.
Like
love his style of editing.
Yeah. And he lives for this stuff. Like he's got like 28 channels on YouTube now or something.
Yeah,
he's not that many, but he does a lot of stuff. But that was probably the single biggest, like, because all of a sudden I had my first like barbecue people who were watching my stuff, and that's different than your friends and neighbors. So that was a big one to me. We talked about this earlier. I know there were some guys that helped you out. So
yeah, there are.
You want to tell them?
JB, who I mentioned, Louisiana Cajun Recipes. Joe, 2 Joes actually. We've got Joe with Southern Coastal Cooking. We got Tango Joe, who not only has Tango Joe Show, but I forgot to mention the other day, he also has Tango Spice Company, folks. Makes really, really good spices. Also, Larry Wolf. Larry Wolf was there from the beginning for me, and we still, what's really cool is I was young as a channel, and these guys had tens of thousands of subscribers already, all right? But they befriended me and showed me the ropes. They walked me through stuff that I had no idea what to do on YouTube to get my channel flourishing and going. And we're still really good, close friends today. We still talk frequently, either by phone or email or text message or Facebook or, whatever. We still stay in communication all the time. And another one I just remembered that I forgot to mention is Greg over at Ballistic Barbecue, and John, Big Meat Sunday. Both of them were very helpful when I was a young channel. So, folks, there's a lot of really good cooking channels out there, and there's a lot of really good barbecue cooking channels out there. And those of us that are in this barbecue type cooking scene, We're a tight-knit community. We really, truly are like brothers and sisters. For instance, when I had my surgery a couple of Februarys ago, I was getting calls or emails every day from my friends off of YouTube, asking how I was, asking if they can do anything for me. It's like we're always there for each other. We are one large family, and Justin, I'm glad you're a part of it.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
You're a great addition to our family.
But it's what's interesting to point out is like those guys helped you, and it meant so much to you. You help guys like me.
Oh yeah.
And then I feel this. I want to pay it forward.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know who started it, but like it.
I think JB started it.
Did
all.
he?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's the granddaddy.
It works for me. It seems like something he would do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of good people out there, folks.
And when you're a small channel and you get help from a bigger channel, the thing is there's nothing you can do to help them back. Like all you can do is take what they gave you and give it to someone else. So now I've got like 11,000 subs now. I try to help and my videos help some of the new channels that I love.
But you're actually helping me by being here so my fans can see you in person and see how genuine you are. See how funny you are, you know. See how cute you are, right, women? Right?
I'm happily married.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
not that that's really a problem, but
yeah, man. But yeah, we're all just one large family, and we always do try to help each other out. Whether you've got 25 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, we're always there talking amongst each other. You know, seeing what we can do to help each other out.
Yeah.
Really,
it's great.
It's a great community. But you fans make it possible. You really do. And that's another reason why I like this community type action we have going here where, you know, I'm actually communicating back and forth with you, my fans. And that helps keep me in check. And it helps you because you're trying to learn something. And hopefully I'm helping teach you how to do what you're wanting to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
You want to keep going or you think that's good?
I'm good.
All right.
Oh, you meant another question?
No, you want to do another? I don't
know. How long have we been going?
I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's all the way over there.
I was asking my fans.
Oh.
Y'all want us to keep going?
We'll do a couple more?
I saw somebody shake their head.
Was that a no or?
It was a yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, we're going to keep going.
Hey, Troy.
Hey.
Ed, this is from eBrown126.
eBrown, cheers.
He's from Philly.
Philly.
Been watching you and JB for years now, and I appreciate all your work. Thanks. That's what he said.
Appreciate that. Thanks for the support.
Currently use a cabinet-style smoker and a Weber Smoky Mountain, but always wanted the Yoder. I have two questions. Do you have to tend the firebox all night when cooking shoulder or brisket?
Yes.
Always hear that too much smoke will cause a bitter bark.
True.
So if you're always throwing logs on logs, wouldn't that cause too much smoke? This is a really good question.
It is.
Yeah.
Really good.
I also don't want to wake up every few hours. My cabinet and Weber Smoky Mountain handle overnight cooks extremely well. Second question, will the Yoder rust in rain or snow? We get crushed with bad, wet weather in the winter, so it worries me.
Yeah, I'll take that last question first. Yes, it's the Yoder Wichita or all their Yoder offsets, just like most of the well-built offsets, they're metal. They will rust. So you just got to be able to deal with it. Luckily, Yoder has I think it's a 100-year warranty on rust through for their offsets. They don't do it on the rest of their cookers, but on their offsets, you've got a 100-year warranty against rust through.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously.
Huh. Like even the firebox, like they'll just replace it?
Yeah.
YoderSmokers.com.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
As they said it, again, it's not for all their cookers, it's just for their offsets. But yes, definitely you got to worry about rust, okay? As far as not wanting to stay up all night long to tend to the fire, you're going to have to if you have an offset, because you've got to add a log or a stick of wood on there at least every 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how well built your smoker is. Can't get around that. You have to stay up all night. You can take little cat naps, but 30 minutes spats, you know, we're not going to go to sleep 30 minutes and then wake back up. I'm just going to stay up all night long. One thing, did you want to mention this? You want me to?
Go ahead.
We're cooking a brisket right now. And again, I mentioned y'all will see this video, or you go back this past Tuesday and watch the video for this brisket. one thing that we did, both of us were here like 2 o'clock this morning because I put it on
3:30 is when I left.
Yeah, but I put it on. We put it on like midnight last night. Thursday, Friday morning at midnight. Okay, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Put it on, and got it going good. And after a couple hours, 2.5 hours, so 2 to 2:30 in the morning, Justin was looking like he was really tired, and he told me I needed to do something. He said, I'm fixing to go to a hotel, and you're going to be on your own, and you're looking pretty tired yourself. I'm putting words in your mouth.
You are. But you know what? You were reading my mind.
Well, it can't help you yawning all the time.
Yeah.
But,
it was 3:30 in the morning.
So what did we decide to do?
We lit up the Weber Smoky Mountain. So we spent the first few hours on the Yoder, getting that smoke flavor on there.
Yeah.
And getting that right, and then we switched it over to the Weber Smoky Mountain, which is a set it or forget it smoker, and we both got some sleep. And then when I came back, he'd already relit the Yoder, so we could get some more of that smoke on there. It was like, it's a good compromise. It really is. I got a buddy back home who will do the same thing, except don't tell anyone. He'll use the oven. So he'll put it on in his offset.
I've heard of people doing that.
He'll put it in his offset for the first part of the night, and he'll put it in the oven. And it's, if you're a purist, that's not going to work. But for him, because he's got 5 kids, and that's the way he gets to participate, have a good offset smoker, and still be able to barbecue without losing his mind. Because it's just not practical for some people. We love it. I don't mind. I like working with my offset, because I like the experience. But overnight,
I love the smell.
Yeah,
I really do.
There's nothing like that.
I actually do love tending the fire.
The reason you don't get too much smoke on the fire, the idea is if the log burns really, really hot, it catches fire. It doesn't smolder. So the key is to keep the fire going. Make sure it has enough air. That was that question in the middle.
Yeah, it was.
Make sure it has enough airflow that the fire. It's a clean fire. That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah,
clean fire.
You're not having harsh smoke like out of a choo-choo train coming out of your stack.
Right.
It's almost like a bluish, thin blue smoke coming out, and not puffy white smoke.
Yeah. So you got to give the smoker as much air as it needs to burn clean. And I mean, I wish you guys could see it over there. I mean, it's.
I could. Yeah.
You want to
show them what the temp is real quick. Here, I'll do it.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
I don't know if they can see it from there.
221. Is that what you want me to tell them?
Yeah. What's the? I'm gonna move this a little bit so y'all can see over that way.
Okay.
Okay, and then. All right. So what's the pit temp?
221.
Okay, what's our brisket temp?
185.
Woo, we're getting close.
Yep.
All right, and I'm gonna pan over, y'all. Let y'all see. I'm gonna zoom in. Again, we are cooking on the Yoder Wichita. There's the Yoder Wichita. Can you see any smoke coming out of that stack?
Not me.
You know why? Because we've got a really good airflow. All right, we've got nice, clean burning smoke, or nice fire in there and everything. We're doing really, really good on that.
So that's the key. First time I ate off an offset, the guy who's really nice, but he borrowed the offset and he didn't know what he was doing, and he let it smolder all night, and it tasted like licking an ashtray. So what you heard is correct, and that's how you get around it. You build your fire really, really hot and make sure it has plenty of air, and then it just burns clean, and then you get the good flavor and not the bitterness. So.
And also too, you can tell we're using the ThermoWorks smoke.
Yeah.
This is the receiver. The base is over there at the pit. Wonderful product.
It's a wasp, right?
Hope you get one. Well, get it.
Get it? What do you want? He's got a stinger. Well, I saw that.
Smack him.
I saw that video where you got stung in the middle of.
I did, on my back.
What? You should go inside.
Okay. You want to answer some more? Or you done? You want to? He's getting scared of nature. No, I know.
You got stung.
It was a yellow jacket that stung me, but not a wasp. Them wasps don't hurt.
You want to do any of these? Or where were we? Skin on question.
Sure.
All right,
Go for it.
T-Roy, my man. This is from Onion Smoke Shack with Johnny Mannion.
Johnny, cheers to you, buddy. Y'all go check him out. He's a young channel as well. Go check him out, man.
Okay, T-Roy, my man. Questions for you, bro. When smoking chicken thighs with skin on, how do you go about getting the skin either crispy or bite through?
We mentioned this a while ago.
We did. I've been smoking mine and getting the temps up on the Kamado and getting crispy that way. Have you got a better way to try it? Cheers to you, bro.
No, that's what I would do too. I'd cook it low and slow to get some smoke on it, and then at the end, you know, like the last 30 minutes of the cook, I'd crank the heat up, 325, 350, and that'll crisp the skin up. Now, if you're trying to get bite-through skin, you've actually got to remove the skin off of the meat. You've got to scrape the fat off the inside of the skin so that it's almost paper thin. You can almost see through the skin. So scrape all that fat away. And you've got to put the skin back on the meat and find somewhere to secure it so that it's not coming off as the meat cooks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the hotter the better. The more that it'll render out. In a Kamado, if you have one with a 2-zone firebox, you cook really, really hot on the indirect side, and then if it's not crispy like you want, then go ahead and just put it on the direct side for like 15 seconds. You know, just enough to get it where you need it. The other thing is starting with dry chicken skin in the first place really helps. Like if you,
it does, yeah.
If you dry it out and give it time like overnight in the fridge, that's really helpful. And if you don't have a split firebox where you can cook 2-zone, like if you have a big green egg, if you could raise it up on the top of the cooker and cook raised direct the whole time. I'll do that sometimes with my Weber Smoky Mountain too. I'll just take the water pan out and cook raised direct the entire time, and it crisps it.
It does.
So there's all kinds of tricks. It's just you gotta have to.
I just thought of something.
Go ahead.
What if you smoke the chicken and get it to where it's almost done? You know, whatever temp you want, but make sure it's not bloody or anything, because you're going to finish cooking it. But get some good smoke on it. Take it off when it's almost done. Let it cool off. Once it's cooled off real good, throw in some flour.
Yeah.
Make a batter. Throw in some flour and fry it up.
That's awesome.
That'll crisp the skin up real good. I gotta try that, man. That would be a good idea.
Have you ever tried it with an air fryer?
Yeah, I have.
How'd that work?
That's how this works. Yeah, see that little burn right there?
Yeah.
I was doing chicken wings in Karen's air fryer and burned myself.
We have this thing called a new wave oven.
Yeah.
That like we use it to reheat stuff, but we figured out it's actually really good with chicken skin. But with all the air fryers, I've never used an actual air fryer. It seems like that might be another way to do it. But
Yeah.
deep frying sounds like it would taste better.
Deep fry's always best.
What do you think?
Of course,
man?
I'm from Louisiana, man. You know.
They deep fry everything down there.
We do. Everything.
I think we're good.
We're good? You don't want to answer anymore?
Well,
It's probably like an hour and a half video.
is it? Let's
I
do
don't
one.
know.
Let's do this one.
Okay, all right.
Stone Mountain Barbecue. Another great chat, T. Roy. I'm getting hooked on them. That's
Thanks.
cool. I've done my first catering gig for a birthday party this weekend. What is the biggest cook you've ever done on any of your machines? Would you ever consider selling barbecue for a side gig? Thanks again for the video.
I think the biggest cook I've done was that one I did fairly recently where I did the 3 brisket test. The 3 wrapped brisket, or 2 wrapped and 1 naked. That was a lot of meat.
Yeah.
I have gone down to Louisiana and at my brother Moonshine's Roadhouse. He's also got YouTube. Check him out. His show more below. But we did a lot of stuff. He's got the old country Pecos, and we did a lot of cooking on his offset as well. So there's a you can put as much meat as you can on your offset, man, or on your smoker, or on your grill. You know, I've cooked a lot of food for a lot of people. I think the most people I've had here one time was probably my crawfish boil video. So it wasn't barbecue related, but I probably had 25 or 28 people here, and had 2 sacks of crawfish along with crabs, shrimp, all kind of fixings, all kind of extra veggies and stuff. It was good. It was good times.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget a question he asked. Didn't he ask a second one?
Would you ever consider selling barbecue as a side gig?
Oh, no. No, I'm not into the. I don't. No.
Yeah.
I know I could do it, and I know it would be successful. I don't want to, the restrictions and the laws and all that. No, but if you come visit me, I'll cook for you. All right, in my house.
That's awesome.
Because I make the rules in my house.
I ran the same thing. I looked into it, and it's really hard to do.
It is, especially in Texas. They got laws that are crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, you could get a food truck, and you have to have, the deal is you have to cook out of a certified kitchen. That's really what it boils down
Yeah,
to.
stainless steel everywhere.
Yeah, it's just not practical for.
Oh, and the licenses to do it are just, they cost probably tens of thousands of dollars. You know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but I'm sure it's expensive.
Yeah. We have a friend that makes cakes, like wedding cakes and stuff. She's an older lady. She's been doing it for 30 years. The city staked out at her house. They said if you sell one more cake, they put an inspector in her front yard.
She was baking at her house.
She was baking in her house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, and the city staked out her house, and so they shut her down after 30 years. Nobody's ever gotten sick, you know, and it's just frustrating. But
these big city governments, they just want their money.
That's it. That's all it comes
They may
down
be
to.
trying to say that they're trying to help the people, but sweet little grandma lady cooking for 30 years, never made anybody sick off her cakes, and they want to shut her down. Come on.
Yeah, and here's the reason why you don't just do it. I mean, I know people are going to do that. But the reason you don't do it anyways is what happens is you cook for somebody, you deliver it to them. Let's start here. They're gonna cook a chicken for their family. They bail out, order something from you. They've stuck their hands in the raw chicken, then they eat your food. They get food poisoning. Guess who they go after?
You.
The guy who doesn't have licenses.
Right.
So that's the reason why I don't do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've heard stories about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
I've heard of people getting scalded by coffee that's too hot, even though they
McDonald's
know it's
thing?
hot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna call this one.
Let's call it, man.
All right, we gotta go check our brisket. This thing is about done, and your ribs are probably getting close too.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about
Yeah, I
it.
know, right? Folks, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Y'all be sure and check out. Just hit show more for the description below. Justin, Baby Back Maniac. Please go subscribe to him. Check out all his videos. He is fantastic. Watch, he's going to surpass me one day soon. This dude's got it going on, man. Really, seriously. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Hey, y'all, Troy, I know you feel like you know him. It's because you know him. He's exactly the way he acts in his videos in real life.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're a great guy.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet, too.
All right.
If y'all like this kind of stuff, be sure and give me a thumbs up. Hope you share the video, and when you do, please tell all your friends that T. Roy cooks responsibly. Cheers, everybody.
Bye. What do you think?
That's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I think it's funny.